Okay, here check out the Arturia MiniLab, which is the latest in a series of Arturia bundles that packs a custom controller together with the Analog Lab software, or some version thereof. And the way to think about the Analog Lab software is, suppose you went to a vintage synthesizer museum. So what you have is they're behind glass, and outside of that glass, you have a controller. The controller has some keys and some knobs on it, and via software, you can select which of those classic sought-after instruments the controller plays, control their parameters in real time with the knobs, and generally have a blast at this vintage synthesizer museum. That's what MiniLab is, and the big deal about MiniLab is not just the compact size of the controller, it's not just the mind-boggling number of included sounds and synth models that come with it. It's $99. These aren't samples, these aren't watered-down versions of the famous soft synths from Arturia's V collection. They're the full-on models. They use the full-on total analog emulation modeling technology that the V collection does. The only thing you really can't do is edit them fully. Like, you can't bring up a Moog modular where you can drag patch cords around, but you can tweak via these knobs 16 selected parameters that automatically map down here based on the sound you've selected. You also have an overlay with some general sound settings on it, like the knobs that always do cutoff and resonance are labeled there. Over here we have a sound browser in the software. Over here we have the studio view, one of two views I'll show you in the right-hand pane of the screen. And the cool thing in the studio view is you have a lot of synths here which you'll probably recognize. Jupiter, CS80, Prophet, SEM, Prophet VS, Moog Modular, Mini Moog, Whirly, and Art 2600. And if I want a sound from any of those, I just click on it, and it gets the spotlight, and then my browser over here switches over. But it's software, so you can have a polyphonic Mini Moog, you can have polyphonic anything. And it just sounds so darn good, too. Let's say I want to play around with some Yamaha CS80 sounds. Well, boom, click on the CS80. I want a pad. There we go, that's one of the CS80 sounds that I want. Over here to the SEM. And even though you can use this controller with something else via MIDI Learn, all of the control assignments pop up right down here on your bottom pane. And so you can just see what the knobs do right at a glance. You know, you could even position this under your computer screen for a visual one-to-one correspondence. Or, kind of Karma style, you can assign different chords to each pad. It says C3 major right now. I can go into pad 1 and assign different chord types, different root notes, and so forth. So let's say I want to narrow things down to synths that are a little more exotic, so I want it from just the CS80 or the SEM. I want brasses and pads. And let's say we'll include strings as well. Now, what you click here either narrows the choices down over on the left side, or it expands them, depending on whether you're being more inclusive or more exclusive over on this side. So now I've got the instrument models, I've got the types, and now I can drill down into characteristics. Let's say I want bright and or complex. But as opposed to stepping through hundreds of presets, I've specified the characteristics and the instrument models I want, and now I can go through an audition, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pads. I said I wanted bright and complex, and I guess they are. So if I include more instruments like the Prophet 5, the Mini Moog, now if I go down through, it'll switch the instrument graphic over here based on which sound. Touch strips work pretty well. The mod wheel, or the mod strip rather, locks. It'll hold which position you put it in. You can bring it back. Okay, to revisit the hardware a little bit, you're probably asking what kind of controller do you get for 99 bucks, and the answer is it's a surprisingly hefty, cool little unit. A couple of things I noticed that do sort of betray the price tag on it. Sometimes I would vibrate it hard enough that the preset select knob would think it had been nudged, and the preset would change. So beware. This is a lightweight controller designed for portability. The cool thing, though, is that Arturia makes a bunch of different controllers with different amounts of knobs and sliders on them. So limitations inherent in hardware this inexpensive aside, I can't overemphasize how good the Analog Lab package sounds. It's the total analog emulation modeling. It's all of the number crunching code that is in Arturia's full versions of these soft synths. And the sonic payoff is that the basses are really warm and meaty. The leads are creamy. The pads are. That one's designed to sound kind of gnarly, but it really sounds again like you've got this virtual analog synth museum just behind the glass of your computer monitor. 99 bucks. It's the price of drinks for 6 in some places that we have to take sales clients to. So what do you got to lose? This is the Arturia MiniLab, and you can check out a review in our magazine soon.